You feel it, don't you? The constant, low hum of chaos. It's in the news alerts that buzz in your pocket, each one a little tremor. It's in the flood of opinions on your social media feeds, a relentless tide of noise and anger. The world feels like it's spinning faster and faster, and you're just trying to hold on. This feeling isn't new, but it feels more intense than ever before. This chaos isn't just outside of you. It seeps in. It finds the cracks in your day, in your confidence, in your peace. A difficult conversation, an unexpected bill, a sudden change of plans. Each event feels like another wave crashing against you. You try to stand firm, but you feel your energy draining away. It's exhausting to constantly be on high alert, bracing for the next piece of bad news or the next unexpected problem. In the quiet moments late at night, a question might surface from the depths. How can I find stillness when the world is a storm? How can I stay calm when everything and everyone around me is in a state of panic? It's a deep and honest question. It's not about ignoring the problems of the world. It's about a desperate need to find a quiet center inside yourself, a place of refuge that the chaos cannot touch. A place where you can breathe, think clearly, and just be. You carry within you a source of light. Think of it as a small, simple flame. This is your core, your reason, your ability to choose your response. It is your natural state of calm. But right now, that flame is exposed. It's out in the open, and the winds of the world are howling around it. Every piece of breaking news, every critical comment, every personal worry is a gust of wind that threatens to extinguish it completely, leaving you in total darkness and confusion. The winds are getting stronger. The demands of modern life, the pressure to always be connected, always be productive, always have an opinion, these are not gentle breezes. They are gales. They push you off balance and make your inner flame sputter and shrink. You feel its warmth fading, replaced by the cold chill of anxiety. The dimmer the light gets, the more monstrous the shadows around you seem to become, and the more lost you feel in the darkness you are trying so hard to navigate. This constant battle leaves you feeling fragile, as if one more strong gust will be the one that breaks you. You might find yourself becoming more irritable, more reactive, snapping at loved ones over small things. Or you might feel yourself shutting down, withdrawing from the world to protect what little light you have left. This is the heavy price of leaving your inner peace unprotected in a world that feels designed to disrupt it. You know this isn't sustainable. Something has to change. You look out at the world and see a sea of noise. It's a storm of information demanding your attention, your reaction, your fear. It feels impossible to find a signal in all this noise. It feels like you are being pulled in 1,000 different directions at once, with no compass to guide you. The core question echoes again, but this time with more urgency. In the middle of this hurricane of chaos, where is the solid ground? Where is the eye of the storm? We believe that our sense of calm is at the mercy of our circumstances. If only the world would quiet down, then we could be at peace. If only our problems would resolve themselves, then we could feel steady. We tie our inner state to the external world, making our peace a fragile thing that can be shattered at any moment by events completely outside of our control. We wait for the storm to pass, not realizing the storm is a permanent feature of the world. The fundamental mistake is believing that peace is a place you must find outside yourself. We search for it in a quieter job, a new relationship, or a peaceful vacation. But the storm of life isn't just in one location, it's the very atmosphere of existence. So even when we find a moment of external quiet, we carry the anxiety with us, because we know the storm is still out there, just over the horizon, waiting to return. This is why these solutions are always temporary. So we are left with a critical problem. We are trying to find something permanent, our calm, in a world that is defined by impermanence and chaos. We are trying to build a house on the surface of the ocean. It's a frustrating, impossible task. But what if the answer isn't about controlling the ocean? What if it's not about stopping the storm at all? What if the entire approach we've been taught is fundamentally flawed? So what is our first instinct in the face of this chaos? It's to fight back. We try to control the uncontrollable. We see the storm raging, and we decide to build a wall to stop the wind. This is our attempt to manage every single detail of our lives, to plan for every contingency, to build a fortress of certainty around ourselves. We create rigid routines, try to control what others think of us, and spend our energy trying to force the world to be predictable. Think about how this shows up in your life. It's the obsessive checking of emails, hoping to prevent any surprises. It's the endless scrolling through news, trying to understand and predict a chaotic world. It's the replaying of conversations in your mind, trying to control their outcome after the fact. We believe that if we just try hard enough, we can tame the chaos. But this effort is utterly exhausting, and it doesn't work. The storm is always bigger than our walls. This attempt to control the external world is a trap. It promises peace but delivers only more anxiety. Why? Because the moment you base your calm on controlling things you cannot control, you have given your power away. You have made your peace dependent on an unstable world. The wind will always find a crack in your wall. The rain will always find a way inside. And you are left feeling like a failure for not being able to achieve the impossible. What is the other common trap? It's denial. If we can't control the storm, maybe we can pretend it isn't there. We distract ourselves. We numb ourselves. We fill every moment with noise so we don't have to hear the wind howling. This is binge-watching shows to avoid our feelings, or endlessly scrolling through social media to escape our own thoughts. We are trying to put a blindfold on, hoping that if we can't see the chaos, it can't affect us. But the storm doesn't go away just because you're not looking at it. The problems don't vanish because you are distracted. In fact, they often grow larger in the dark, while you are not paying attention. This strategy creates a deep-seated, low-level anxiety. You know subconsciously that you are just hiding. The effort it takes to constantly distract yourself is a different kind of exhaustion, one that leaves you feeling disconnected from your own life and your own self. Both of these flawed solutions, trying to control the storm and trying to ignore the storm, are focused on the wrong thing. They are both directed at the external world, at the chaos itself. They are based on the false belief that to be calm, the chaos must be defeated or avoided. This is the fundamental error that keeps us trapped in a cycle of anxiety and frustration. We are pouring all of our energy into a battle we are guaranteed to lose. The small flame of your own calm, your inner light, suffers greatly from these flawed strategies. When you try to control everything, the flame sputters and burns wildly with the fuel of your anxiety and frustration. When you try to ignore everything, you starve the flame of oxygen of your attention, and it dims to a faint, forgotten spark. In both cases, you are not tending to the light. You are abandoning it in favor of wrestling with the darkness outside. This is why you feel so stuck. You've tried fighting and you've tried fleeing. You've tried to be smarter than the chaos and you've tried to be numb to it. And yet, the feeling of being overwhelmed remains. You are left in a state of exhaustion, feeling like there are no good options left. It's a lonely and discouraging place to be, to feel like you have tried everything and nothing has brought you the solid peace you are so desperately searching for. The truth is, these are the only two strategies our culture really teaches us. We are told to be go-getters who control our destiny, or we are sold endless distractions to relax and unwind. We swing from one extreme to the other, from hyper-control to zoned-out numbness, never finding the balance in between. We are like a ship on a stormy sea, frantically turning the wheel left and right, not realizing the problem is not in the steering, but in the lack of an anchor. Think of a time you felt truly overwhelmed, a moment of crisis at work or at home. What was your instinct? Was it to leap into action and try to fix every single variable to control the outcome? Or was it to shut down, to wish it would all just go away? Notice how both of these reactions are about the external event. They are not about your internal state. They are a reaction to the wind, not a protection of the flame. This way of living is not sustainable. It leads to burnout. It makes us brittle. When our only tools are a hammer, control, and a blindfold, denial, we are not equipped for the complex, unpredictable nature of life. We need a different tool. We need a different strategy altogether. We need to stop looking outside for the solution. We need to stop focusing on the storm. The answer lies in a place we have been completely neglecting. The problem is not the storm. The problem is that we are standing in it with an unprotected flame. We have left the most precious thing we have, our inner peace, vulnerable to the elements. We have spent all our time and energy trying to change the weather, a task for the gods, instead of doing the one human thing we can actually do. The solution is not to stop the wind. The solution is to build a lantern. Nearly 2,000 years ago, a man who had every reason to be overwhelmed by chaos found this third path. His name was Marcus Aurelius. He was the emperor of Rome, the most powerful man on earth. Yet his life was filled with constant warfare, political betrayal, personal loss, and even a devastating plague that swept through his empire. He lived in the heart of a relentless storm, a level of chaos most of us can barely imagine. How did he remain sane, let alone wise? He did not try to stop the wars with wishful thinking. He did not deny the existence of the plague. He did not have the luxury of distraction. Instead, he turned his attention inward. He discovered that while he couldn't control the world, he had absolute power over something else: his own mind, his own perceptions, and his own responses. He stopped trying to fight the storm and started to diligently and methodically build his inner fortress. Marcus Aurelius understood the great secret. He wrote it for himself, not for us, in a personal journal we now know as Meditations. The secret is this: your mind is the one place you can always retreat to, a citadel that no external chaos can ever breach unless you allow it to. He learned to protect his inner flame, and this is the pivot point. This is where we turn from the flawed solutions and begin to walk a new path, the path of the Stoic. And here is the turning point, the profound shift in perspective that changes everything. It is a truth so simple and so powerful that it can re-architect your entire approach to life. The goal is not to find a calm environment. The goal is to build a calm interior. The answer is not outside of you. It has been inside you all along, waiting for your attention. This is the beginning of true freedom and unshakable peace. The central thesis, the great wisdom passed down from thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, is this: true calm is not the absence of the storm, but the building of an inner shelter that keeps your light burning steadily, no matter how hard the wind blows. It's about shifting your entire focus from the uncontrollable weather outside to the one thing you can build and maintain: the lantern that protects your inner flame. This changes the entire game. Suddenly, you are no longer a victim of your circumstances. You are an architect. You are a craftsman. Your new job is not to fight the wind or predict the rain. Your new job is to work on your lantern. Every day, you have the opportunity to make it stronger, its glass clearer, its frame more resilient. Chaos is no longer your enemy. It is simply the weather. It is the backdrop for your important work. This is a declaration of independence for your mind. You are saying that your inner peace is not for sale. It will not be traded for a good day, and it cannot be stolen by a bad day. It is yours. It is a sovereign state within you. This realization alone can be a profound relief. The heavy burden of trying to control the world is lifted from your shoulders. You are given a new task, one that is difficult but always, always within your power. So let's become craftsmen. Let's learn how to build this inner lantern. It is not a magical process. It is a set of skills, a series of deliberate practices. Marcus Aurelius and the Stoics gave us the blueprints. The lantern has three essential parts that we must build: the clear glass panes, the sturdy metal frame, and the well-tended flame within. We will build it together, piece by piece, starting right now. The first and most important part of our lantern is the glass. What is the glass? It is your perception. It is the lens through which you see the world. The Stoics understood that things themselves don't upset us. What upsets us is our judgment about things. The event itself is just the wind. The suffering comes from the story we tell ourselves about the wind. This is terrible, this is unfair, this will ruin me. Imagine the storm outside your lantern. The wind howls. That is an event. Your boss sends a critical email. Without the glass, that wind rushes in and rattles your flame. You immediately think, he thinks I'm incompetent, I might get fired. This is a catastrophe. But with the glass of clear perception, you protect the flame. You separate the event from your judgment. The event is just, I have received an email with feedback. That's it. Building this glass means practicing a pause. When something happens, before you react, you pause and ask, what actually happened? And what is the story I am adding on top of it? This practice creates a space between the stimulus and your response. In that space lies your power. It is the space where you can choose to see things as they are, not as your fear paints them. It is cleaning the glass so you can see the world clearly. Let's take a modern example. The stock market crashes. The unfiltered reaction, the wind blowing in, is panic. I've lost everything, my future is ruined. This is the added story. The Stoic perception, the clean glass, is simply, the value of my investments has decreased. It is a neutral fact. It does not deny the difficulty, but it refuses to add the layer of catastrophe. This allows you to think clearly about what to do next, rather than being paralyzed by fear. Cleaning this glass is a daily practice. It's about catching your own dramatic language. When you say, this traffic is a nightmare, you are adding a story. The reality is, there are many cars on the road and my journey is taking longer than I hoped. One creates stress, the other is a simple observation. By practicing this separation, you are strengthening the glass of your lantern, making it less likely that the winds of life will disturb your inner flame. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself to strip things down to their bare reality. He would look at a fancy royal dinner and see it not as a feast, but as the dead body of a fish, a pig, and a bird. This wasn't to be morbid. It was to break the spell of his own judgments and see the thing for what it was. This is the power of perception. It is the first and most critical layer of defense for your inner calm. So the first part of your work is to become a guardian of your own mind. Pay attention to the stories you tell yourself. When chaos erupts, practice seeing the event naked and unadorned by your fear or your anger. This act alone is revolutionary. It keeps the storm outside where it belongs. The wind can howl, the rain can beat down, but with clear glass it cannot touch your flame. You are safe inside, observing. Now that we have the clear glass of perception, we must build the frame that holds it all together. This is the second crucial part of our lantern, the sturdy frame. What is the frame? It is the discipline of action. It means focusing your energy exclusively on what is within your control. The Stoics called this the dichotomy of control, the most practical and empowering idea in all of philosophy. The world is divided into two parts, things you can control and things you cannot. You cannot control the weather, the economy, what other people think, say, or do. You cannot control the past or the future. Worrying about these things is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to get sick. It is a complete waste of your precious energy and a direct assault on your own peace of mind. Your energy should be spent elsewhere. So what can you control? It is a very small but infinitely powerful list. You can control your own thoughts, your own judgments, the glass we just built, your own choices, your own actions, your own character. That's it. This is your kingdom. The discipline of action means pouring every ounce of your energy into this small circle and completely letting go of the other. This is how you build an unbreakable frame for your lantern. Think of it this way: when you are stuck in traffic, you cannot control the cars in front of you. Fretting, fuming, and honking the horn is trying to control the uncontrollable. It's useless. What can you control? Your response. You can choose to be angry, or you can choose to use that time to listen to a podcast, call a friend, or simply practice breathing. Focusing on your choice is building the frame. Focusing on the traffic is smashing it. This discipline turns every challenge into an opportunity for practice. Did someone treat you unfairly? You cannot control their actions, but you can control your response. Will you respond with equal bitterness or with integrity and restraint? Their action is the storm. Your response is you, forging the frame of your lantern, making it stronger. Every event is a chance to build your character, which is the one thing no one can ever take from you. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This is a profound shift. The obstacle is not blocking your path. It is your path. The difficult project at work is the path to developing diligence. The unreasonable person is the path to developing patience. The chaos is not something to be endured until it passes. It is the very raw material you use to build your strength. So in any chaotic situation, ask yourself this simple question: what in this moment is within my control? Often the answer is very small. Perhaps it's just your own breathing. Perhaps it's the choice to not say something harsh. Perhaps it's the choice to focus on one small task. Grab onto that one thing. That is your work. That is you, methodically building the frame of your lantern while the storm rages harmlessly outside. Building this frame makes you incredibly solid. You are no longer swayed by praise or criticism because you know your worth comes from your own actions, not others' opinions. You are no longer frustrated by events because you see them as training grounds. You are like a blacksmith, welcoming the fire because you know it is the heat that allows you to shape the steel. You are not a victim of the fire. You are a user of it. This is the essence of true strength. It is not about being aggressive or controlling the world. It is about an intense, disciplined focus on your own domain. By letting go of what you cannot control, you gain immense power over what you can. You stop wasting your precious light on the vast, dark expanse of the uncontrollable and focus it all on building your own indestructible shelter. This is the strong frame that will hold your glass panes in place. We have built the clear glass of perception and the sturdy frame of action. Now we come to the source of it all, the final and most important part. We must learn to tend to the flame itself. This is the third discipline, the discipline of will. This is about accepting the things we cannot change with grace and courage. It is about saying yes to reality, even the parts we do not like. The Stoics had a phrase for this, amor fati, which means a love of fate. It does not mean being passive. It means understanding that the events of the past and the nature of the world are fixed. Fighting them is a waste of energy. The true path is to accept them and even embrace them as necessary. To know that this moment, exactly as it is the only moment you have, and it is your field of practice. Tending to the flame of your will means choosing your response to this reality. The storm is here. The challenge has arrived. The loss has occurred. These are facts. The question your will must answer is, who do I want to be in the face of this? Do I want to be someone who is broken by this or someone who is strengthened by this? Do I want to curse the darkness or do I want to be the light? The choice is always yours. This is the ultimate source of calm. It's the knowledge that even if the worst happens, if you lose your job, if you get sick, if the world falls into chaos, you still have one final freedom, the freedom to choose your attitude. No one can force you to be bitter. No one can force you to give up hope. No one can extinguish your flame unless you let them. This inner power is unconquerable. It is the fuel that keeps your light burning. When your will is strong, your inner flame burns with a clean, steady light, regardless of the fuel it is given. Success doesn't make it arrogant. Failure doesn't make it dim. It simply burns. It is a constant. This is the source of the deep, unshakable calm that Marcus Aurelius possessed. It wasn't that he didn't face terrible things. It was that he had so diligently tended to his inner flame that it was ready to illuminate even the darkest of nights. This love of fate is not about liking the bad things that happen. It's about accepting that they are part of the whole tapestry of life. You cannot have the beautiful threads without the dark ones. They are interwoven. To wish for a life without any problems is to wish for a life that isn't real. To accept all of it is to find peace with the world as it is, which is the only way to find peace within yourself. So the final piece of your practice is this. When you face something you cannot change, do not resist it in your mind. Relax your shoulders, breathe, and say to yourself, this is here now, I accept it. Now what is my best response? This acceptance is not weakness. It is the highest form of strength. It stops the internal war, saves your energy, and keeps your flame burning with a pure, powerful light. So now our lantern is complete. We have the clear glass of perception to see the world as it is. We have the sturdy frame of action to focus only on what we can control. And we have the well-tended flame of will to accept what we cannot control with courage and grace. This is not just a metaphor. This is a practical, psychological toolkit for navigating the chaos of human life with tranquility and purpose. Imagine yourself holding this lantern. The winds of chaos begin to blow. A storm of bad news and personal anxiety gathers on the horizon. But this time, you do not brace for impact. You do not run and hide. You simply stand your ground, holding your light. You are not fighting the storm. You are not afraid of the storm. You are simply present, calm, and illuminated from within. The storm has lost its power over you. Let's review the first piece. The glass of perception. An unexpected bill arrives in the mail. The old you with the unprotected flame would have felt a jolt of panic. The story would be, "This is a disaster, I'll never get ahead." Your flame would have sputtered with anxiety. But the new you, the lantern builder, pauses. You look through your clean glass. The event is just an expense. The story is a choice. You choose to see it as a problem to be solved, not a catastrophe. Now the second piece, the frame of action. You have this unexpected bill. What is within your control? You cannot control that the bill exists. You can control how you respond. You can make a plan to pay it. You can review your budget. You can choose not to waste energy on panic and instead use that energy for productive problem solving. This is you, focusing on your small, powerful circle of control. You are building. You are acting. Finally, the third piece, the flame of will. Perhaps the bill is very large and it will mean a period of financial difficulty. This is a reality you cannot immediately change. You cannot wish it away. Here you practice acceptance. Amor fati. This is the situation. It will be challenging, I accept it. I will face this with courage and not with despair. You choose your character. You tend to your flame, ensuring it burns brightly even in this difficult time. Do you see the difference? In the first scenario, the event controlled you. It plunged you into anxiety and fear. In the second, you remained in control of your inner world. The event was just an external fact that you navigated with clarity, purpose, and resolve. Nothing about the storm changed, but everything about your experience of it changed. You didn't find calm. You created it. This is the essence of Stoic practice in our modern lives. This process can be applied to anything. A conflict with a loved one, a health scare, a global crisis you see on the news. First, see it clearly without your story, the glass. Second, focus only on your virtuous response, on what you can control, the frame. Third, accept the reality of the situation with courage and will, the flame. Glass, frame, flame. Perception, action, will. This is your practice. This is your path to an unshakable inner peace. The beauty of the lantern is that it is not a distant goal. It is something you build and use in this very moment. Each time you pause before reacting, you are cleaning the glass. Each time you choose a virtuous action, no matter how small, you are strengthening the frame. Each time you accept a difficult reality without complaint, you are feeding the flame. Your peace is not a destination. It is a consequence of your daily work. This is not about becoming emotionless. The Stoics were not robots. It is about not being a slave to your emotions. You will still feel sadness at a loss. You will still feel frustration, but these feelings will be like clouds passing in the sky. They no longer define the weather system of your entire mind. The lantern, your core of calm reason, remains steady. You can feel an emotion without becoming that emotion. This practice makes you more resilient. Life will knock you down. The storm will at times be a hurricane, but with a well-built lantern you will get back up more quickly. Your light might dim for a moment, but it will not go out. You will know exactly what to do. Check your glass, reinforce your frame, tend to your flame. You have a blueprint for recovery, a path back to your own center. Furthermore, this inner calm makes you a better person for others. When you are not constantly reacting to chaos, you have more energy for kindness and compassion. You can listen better. You can offer genuine support. You become a source of stability in your family, your workplace, and your community. You become a lighthouse for others who are lost in the storm. Your personal practice has a ripple effect on the world. Let's think about social media. It's a storm of opinions designed to provoke a reaction. The untrained mind gets pulled in. It gets angry, it argues, it despairs. The flame is constantly flickering, but the lantern builder sees it differently. They see the posts for what they are, other people's opinions outside their control, the glass. They choose whether to engage and how, the frame. They accept that this noise is part of the world, the will. They scroll with their calm intact. Or consider a high-pressure situation at work. A tight deadline, a demanding boss. The chaos is real, but you have your lantern. You clarify what is actually being asked, separating it from your anxiety glass. You break down the task and focus on the very next step you can take, ignoring the mountain of work ahead frame. You accept the reality of the pressure without mental resistance, saving your energy for the task will. You become the calm center of the storm. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, but his most important work was done in the quiet moments of the morning when he wrote in his journal. He was cleaning his glass, strengthening his frame, and tending his flame. He was preparing his inner world for the chaos of the outer world. This is the lesson. The quality of your day is not determined by the events of the day, but by the preparation you do on your own mind. You don't need to be an emperor to do this. You just need a few moments. It can be on your morning commute or while you wait for your coffee. A moment to ask, how is my lantern today? Is the glass dirty with anxious stories? Is the frame weak because I'm focused on things I can't control? Is the flame dim because I'm resisting reality? This small check-in can change the entire course of your day. This is not a philosophy of passivity. It is a philosophy of immense and focused action. It is about waging the right war, the one you can actually win. The war for the integrity of your own mind. When you stop fighting the external storm and start diligently building your internal shelter, you will discover a strength and a calm you never knew you possessed. You will find that you had the power all along. You just needed the right blueprint. The world will continue to be chaotic. That is its nature. People will be unpredictable. That is their nature. There will be storms. There will be turmoil. There will be uncertainty. The Stoic path does not promise to change any of that. It offers something far more valuable, the promise that none of it has to disturb your inner peace. The promise that you can build something inside you that is stronger than anything outside you. Remember the feeling we started with. That feeling of being small and vulnerable in a world of overwhelming chaos. That feeling of being a fragile, flickering flame at the mercy of the wind. That feeling comes from a mistake in perspective. It comes from focusing on the size of the storm instead of the potential of the flame. It's time to correct that perspective once and for all. You are not the fragile flame. You are the builder of the lantern. Your identity is not victim but craftsman. This is the shift. The chaos is not your master. It is the raw material. The challenges are not punishments. They are opportunities. Life is not a battlefield where you fight to survive. It is a workshop where you build your soul. This is the synthesis of all this ancient wisdom. The glass of perception, the frame of action, and the flame of will all work together in a perfect, harmonious system. Clear perception shows you where to act. Focused action builds the character that can endure. A willing spirit accepts what cannot be changed, freeing up energy for perception and action. Each part supports the others, creating a feedback loop of ever-increasing tranquility and strength. And now we arrive at the great aha moment, the ultimate realization. The storm and the lantern are not enemies. They need each other. The lantern has no purpose in a world without darkness. Its brilliance is only visible because of the storm. The chaos of the world is what gives you the opportunity to create your calm. The challenges are what give your life meaning and your character its strength. What you thought was your greatest problem is actually your greatest gift. The central thesis is now not just an idea, but a felt reality. True calm is not the absence of the storm, but the discovery that you are the creator of an unshakable light that illuminates the storm. You are not a victim of the world. You are a co-creator of your experience of it. The power to be calm, to be steady, to be free was never out there. It was and always will be right here inside you. So how do we bring this from a beautiful idea into your actual real life starting today? It's not about becoming a perfect Stoic overnight. It's about a small, simple shift in your focus. You have spent a lifetime looking outward, trying to manage the storm. Now, you will begin the practice of looking inward, of tending to your light. It begins not with a grand gesture, but with a single, quiet question. This is the question to carry with you. In any moment of stress, anxiety, or overwhelm, whether it's big or small, ask yourself, what part of the lantern can I work on right now? Is it my perception? Can I see this situation more clearly without my fearful story? Is it my action? What is the one small, virtuous thing I can do right now? Or is it my will? Is this a moment to practice acceptance of what I cannot change? Don't try to build the whole lantern at once. Just pick one part. If you're lost in anxious thoughts, work on the glass. If you're feeling helpless, work on the frame. If you're fighting a bitter reality, work on the flame. Just one small, conscious act of inner work is a victory. It is a declaration that you are in charge of your inner world. Each act is a vote for your own tranquility. This question is your new compass. It will always orient you away from the powerless feeling of being a victim of the storm and toward the powerful feeling of being the craftsman of your soul. It takes you out of the reactive part of your brain and into the wise, thoughtful part. It is a single key that unlocks the door from the prison of chaos to the workshop of your own mind. Carry this key with you always. You will not be perfect. There will be days when you forget your lantern, when you get swept up in the storm. That is okay. That is part of the practice. On those days, do not judge yourself. Simply notice, and then gently bring your focus back. Come back to your work. The lantern is always there, waiting for you to pick it up again. The path to calm is not a straight line. It is a path of constant return. The goal is not perfection, but progress. Not a life without problems, but a life where you are stronger than your problems. Every time you choose to work on your lantern instead of cursing the storm, you are fundamentally rewiring your brain. You are building new neural pathways. You are making calm, clarity, and courage your default settings. You are not just changing your mind. You are changing who you are. The world will always provide you with material to work with. It will send you difficult people, unexpected setbacks, and moments of deep uncertainty. See these not as afflictions, but as deliveries to your workshop. The universe is providing you with the exact right materials you need to build the exact lantern you are meant to have. Each challenge is a custom-designed opportunity for your own growth. Your inner world is your one true home. It is the only place you will live for your entire life. Doesn't it make sense to make it a beautiful, strong, and peaceful place to be? The work of building your lantern is the most important work you will ever do. It is the work of a lifetime, and its rewards are not wealth or fame, but something far more precious, a steady mind and a tranquil heart. So leave the storm to its own devices. Let the winds blow. Let the world be as it is. Turn your gaze inward, pick up your tools. You have the blueprint, you have the materials, you have the power. The great work of your life is waiting for you. It is the work of transforming your fragile, flickering flame into an unbreakable, unwavering light. A light that can guide you through any darkness. You have everything you need. The chaos of the world is not a sign of your weakness, but a call to your strength. It is an invitation to stop being a leaf in the wind and to become the mountain. An invitation to stop being a victim of the darkness and to become the source of the light. The power to stay calm in total chaos has been within you all along. You just needed to learn how to build. The journey is not over. It has just begun. The ideas we have explored are not just for watching in a video, they are for living. The true test comes not in understanding the metaphor of the lantern, but in building it day by day, moment by moment. It happens in the quiet choices you make when faced with the friction of the real world. That is where philosophy comes alive. You will feel the pull of old habits, the desire to control, the urge to escape. When you feel it, recognize it without judgment. See it as the wind blowing against the glass you are still building. Each time you choose the new path, the path of perception, action, and will, you are adding another layer of strength to your inner shelter. Be patient with yourself. This is the patient work of a lifetime. Your peace is a practice, not a possession. It must be tended to daily. Like a garden, it requires consistent, gentle effort, weeding out the anxious thoughts, planting the seeds of virtuous action, and watering it all with a spirit of acceptance. Some days the garden will flourish, other days it will be battered by rain. The job of the gardener is simply to show up every day and do the work. Do not be discouraged by the size of the storm. Be encouraged by the power of your flame. It may seem small, but light has a power that darkness does not. A single candle can be seen from a mile away in the dark. It has a presence. Your calm, your clarity, your courage, this is a light. By tending to it, you do not just save yourself. You become a point of light for a world that desperately needs it. The wisdom of Marcus Aurelius is not complicated. It is simple, profound, and endlessly practical. See things as they are. Act for the common good. Accept what is beyond your control. In these three simple principles lies the entire blueprint for the lantern. It is a guide to living with strength, purpose, and a deep, abiding tranquility, no matter what the world throws at you. The world will test you. It will challenge your perceptions, your actions, and your will. See this not as a burden, but as an honor. It is the world trusting you with difficult material, knowing you are a capable craftsman. Rise to the occasion. Welcome the challenge. Every obstacle is a chance to leave your old, reactive self behind and step more fully into the calm, creative, and powerful person you are meant to be. So what now? Not a list of 10 things to do, just one thing, a shift in identity. You are not a person who is trying to find calm. You are a person who is building calm. You are a lantern builder. Let this be your new self-conception. When chaos arises, ask yourself, what would a lantern builder do right now? The answer will guide you home to your own center every single time. The storm is not your enemy. Your own untrained mind is the only opponent you will ever face. But it is also your greatest ally, your most powerful tool, and your most beautiful creation. The work is not to defeat the mind, but to train it, to befriend it, to transform it from a source of turmoil into a source of unshakable peace. This is the gentle, powerful art of living. The world does not need more people who are skilled at reacting to chaos. It needs more people who are skilled at creating calm. It needs more lighthouses. It needs more steady flames in the darkness. By doing this inner work, you are not retreating from the world. You are preparing to serve it in the most powerful way possible, by offering it your peace. Your lantern is your gift to yourself, and your light is your gift to the world. Tend to it well, protect it fiercely, and let it shine brightly. The chaos will come and go like clouds across the sky, but your light, once you have learned to build its shelter, can burn steadily for a lifetime, illuminating your path and warming the lives of those you touch. The journey inward is the greatest adventure you will ever take. It is a journey that asks for your courage, your discipline, and your attention, but its rewards are beyond measure. It offers not a life free from problems, but the skill and resilience to meet any problem with a calm mind and a steady heart. It offers you the keys to your own inner kingdom. So let the world spin. Let the news cycle churn. Let the storms of life rage. You have found your center. You have found your work. You are not the helpless observer of chaos anymore. You are the deliberate, focused, and powerful creator of your own calm. You are the keeper of your own inner flame, the architect of your own soul. This is the quiet power that no one can ever take from you. The calm you seek is not in a quieter world, but in a better built inner shelter. It is a strength you forge, a skill you practice, and a peace you create. This is the timeless wisdom of the Stoics, as relevant today as it was in the heart of ancient Rome. It is a profound reminder that our greatest power lies not in controlling the world, but in mastering ourselves. If this idea resonated with you, consider subscribing to continue the journey.